Speaking about walking it up, let's
Like a good old make sure your meals are done right. Go out in the mountains, get a skillet, and flip rocks over 1,000 times until you get it right without any type
yeah,
of
take
like
that
issue.
fleshy piece of meat
Wait, what?
and put on your gloves
Well,
and slowly insert your
hang on.
finger inside, open it up,
Uh,
and see what the
I'm like where we
juices
are
look like.
here. Is this the inside of a chicken?
Oh yeah,
Oh, we're
chicken.
being stuffed. Okay.
Chicken. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Uh,
Hey, we're here to stuff you with Iron Walk Jan. This is one of my favorites. This is my favorite cooking show of all time.
hmm. I
But
think this episode was your favorite episode
I
because they
oh
had the work computer cooking versus the old-fashioned cooking.
yeah, I did like that. That was a nice little well, I mean, I'm big on I'm trying to be as healthy as possible despite the Panda Express receipts that I have like in my car. But I try to stay away, like try to be as close to natural as possible. The most whole ingredients that I could get, the freshest meat that I could get at the most affordable price. I don't go to the butcher or anything. I'm not that fancy. Walmart does it for me. Sam's
You could
Club.
become a hunter like Euro.
I one day, but I don't like getting my hands dirty like that. I mean, I don't mind hunting, but like the work of like taking it to the butcher and chopping it up. But it's like I've heard a lot of good things about from a lot of good stories about that. Like they'll buy the meat from you. I'm
Yeah,
like,
pretty
oh, that's
much.
that's
Because you
incredible.
hunted it.
Like that
Yeah.
makes sense. But for me, I'm just like, wow, what a weird. But that's a lot of effort. And like getting up at 4 in the morning and then being out like for an 8 hour trek, and then you track it, you kill it, you
I woke up at 4 a.m. this morning.
well, I mean that though they're doing
And
a little bit.
I went on a 2 hour track
No, I'm talking. This is
and
8 hours.
back.
This is an 8 hour trek because you're like, oh, 4 hours going into it, and then trying to find it,
What do
then
you think?
finding it,
It's
then
time.
killing it, and then after you kill it, you're like, job well done. No, psych. Now you gotta pull the whole carcass of whatever you killed, probably a deer, the whole carcass.
I went grocery shopping.
4 hours, 6 hours back.
It was about 5 minutes away.
And then take it to the butcher. Then you could sell it to him, or you
I
just
saw a
give it
guy
to
named
him.
Butcher.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a lot of effort. That's a lot of effort. But like natural ingredients, and I try to stay away from plastics and stuff like that. So I heard a lot of good things about the souffle, whatever the French weird thing about wrapping it in sealed plastic and dumping it in water, and it's like, oh, it's
What did you think though? In the end, like despite what the episode's saying, like, hey, his is cooking better because of the sauce he put that ruined pretty much everything on the inside.
mm,
Um, I looked at that chicken and I'm like, I wouldn't eat that. Being how
mm.
white and pale it is
Oh yeah,
versus the
because you're used to.
crispy juice and like well
Yeah,
cooked from the exterior to the interior, you know it's gonna taste good. And
yeah,
we
yeah.
couldn't smell it, but I could smell that chicken versus his chicken. I could smell the two
Well,
chickens just by looking at them.
if I knew well, just by looking at it, I'm like, oh, okay, because I've seen ribs like that, and like I eat pork ribs, and I'm just like, oh, like when
Like the clear white
no, 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 when it's
or
like when it's smoked, it's still like a little red. I was like, oh,
well,
oh, like I kind of like, yo, is that finished? It's like, oh, it's already cooked. It's like you throw it on the grill
with
again.
I've learned in eating different things,
Mm-hmm.
like steaks,
Mm-hmm.
medium rare is not bad.
Ah,
Medium I can do to a degree,
yeah.
like smaller pieces, but I can't do the
Oh yeah,
blue
no, 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 no,
fire
no, no.
type of like you still see the pulses in the meat. Nah,
Yeah,
I
no, no,
can't do
no.
that.
Yeah, I could hear the moo when I bite into it. No, I'm a well done guy. I'm like, I mean,
So you're not gonna finish the hunt. You're just gonna take a bite into
yeah.
it.
No, the opposite. I'm like, yo, keep that, like, throw it all the way in the fire. Keep it there. In fact, I like steak. I like well done steak the next day when it's in the microwave and it's like
Well,
even just
that's
like
overdone steak, I believe. No,
yeah.
no, you got to have the steak done the right
I
way.
don't appreciate steak the way like hey, you guys have it,
It
man.
depends on where you go. Some people can do it right, some people can do it wrong. Some people try to say, "Oh, it's medium," but it's not. It's more rare.
Yeah,
And
I'm
that's what
just
I
like.
learned. You got to go to the right places that actually do it
I
right.
mean, I love like ropa vieja, like the
Hmm.
flank steak. You sear it, you strip it, you tear it, and then you cook it in a sauce. Like that's plenty juicy.
Hmm.
I don't need any other juice. I don't need like it's done. No, it's so juicy. You need to try it like that. Like no, finish cooking the meat.
My personal take is like what they were doing in this episode, marinate.
Yes,
Please. I
yes.
understand people have like this whole, oh, you just put some onions and butter and there it is. Marinate the thing.
Yeah.
Use the vegetables, use the spices, use whatever you see
I'm with it.
that
I'm
can
with it.
work
Yep.
into it. Massage it, do what you need to do, get into it. Just really work in the meat to have like the perfect amount of flavor.
Yeah,
Like this episode really emphasized flavor can be more if you do it properly.
yeah, and the effort that goes into it. Also, the dude's dad
Is
was
Heihachi. Essentially, he's Heihachi.
abusive.
Literally
Yeah.
just Heihachi. He's like,
Yeah. He's like,
yeah,
yeah.
we've heard stories about this guy. He's the literal devil.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What do you know about the guy who is this king of cooking? He's like, yeah, he's the devil. And it's funny coming from the dad because the dad's just sitting there all the time.
No,
Oh,
that's the uncle. That's the uncle. It's like, yeah,
oh
I've
yeah,
heard
that's right.
stories about like
Yeah,
the
yeah,
way he
yeah,
treats people. Some might say, well, he's actually just the devil, but
yeah, yeah.
no one has proof.
Yeah, it's like that's pretty
And
funny.
John's there like,
Yeah, yo,
no proof here.
I didn't think about it until just this episode, but the intro, I thought he was just like, yeah, I'm ready to go. I was like, no, he's
No,
like touching his
those are
fucking
his scars of
scars too.
enduring
Oh my
how
God.
to cook well.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like, just I learned how to cook from my grandpa. No, I was beaten into the line of how to do it right for the millionth time. The fact that he's in the mountains with a wok 1,000 times plus. Oh, you did it wrong after the 1,000th time. Start over.
Dude, dude.
Not me. No.
Yeah. That's crazy discipline. That's I mean,
And then works every position in the kitchen
yeah, yeah.
to every degree. And they even said like, yeah, he's actually going through all this stuff and using every idolized time to make sure everything goes perfect. And he still had some, doubt of like whether his way of cooking was going to be good or not.
Hmm.
And he's just like, oh yeah, you didn't add this, so hey, your dish is going to suck, whatever.
Yeah.
Just to find out that the guy pours it in the end and just be like, oh, what happened to my dish? Yeah, this is probably the
Yeah.
third time you cooked it, right? Yeah, you should be more confident in your
I mean,
cooking.
if he went up against somebody who's actually a competent chef, then I think it would be more of a
Mhm.
this versus that, like
I don't
a better comparison
I don't think he
of
wasn't a confident chef,
competent. I
competent
mean,
chef in the sense because it showed his backstory like with his students of like, oh, do it the right way. We're doing this so we could prove to
okay,
that.
so
But then
okay,
he just
okay.
threw that all away and said, I'm gonna read my book and listen to my Walkman, and I already won.
Well, I don't
Like,
I don't think it's
you,
that necessarily. I think it was just like he's competent in that. Like,
yeah.
okay, like cooking the meat the right way. Like that
Like
that
he
is
knew his
that
his
is
parameters, but he didn't focus. That's what I didn't get.
I don't think that's the problem. I think it's that I think by most or if not all measures, that is a superior way of cooking because you're trapping all the like when you're cooking food, when you're doing anything to any substance
Mm.
or heating a substance, when you're changing a substance, you're losing it's changing, it loses some of its original qualities.
Mhm.
So if this whole chicken has 20 grams of protein, usually more than that. But if it has 20 grams, well, depending on how big it is and where it's from, have 20 grams protein. When you cook it, it loses some of that protein, it loses some of that nutrition, it loses some of the nutrients. Same thing with and some are more some things are more susceptible, like cooking bell peppers, you're losing more because it's a lot of water soluble vitamins. So if the and the cooking process like oh like you cook it off and then it releases in steam, so it's like okay
Mhm.
so you're losing like it's gone unless you cook it in a stew or a soup, and then it maintains most of it because even though it leaves the actual thing, it leaches off into the stew. But with this method, you're trapping everything. So not only are all the nutrients, are you preserving as much nutrients as possible, there's still some seepage. Not only are you preserving as much nutrients as possible, you can control this even cooking. So you can control and make sure, like he was talking about the details of, so he's competent in that level. But like you're a chef. As a chef, you're not just like, yes, nutrition wise, you got it. That's superior. Even cooking wise, you got it. But in order to like your goal, chefs are like cook stuff for the public.
Hmm.
You purposely add stuff that probably unnecessarily to make it taste as good as possible. So he has the overall, when it comes to that, he seems like he didn't know what he was doing because he's just adding stuff after the fact. Like, okay, this is good.
Without considering how
I'm
this changes, which is
right.
why they were like, "Why did you feed us? What were you thinking?"
Yeah, yeah. Because like, okay, you're gonna. It's a whole chicken. It's not like chopped up bits and then you're adding a sauce after the fact or putting the sauce on the side. Like, no, you added the sauce to it to a whole chicken. Like you had a whole process of cooking it. Low temperature. Also,
Hmm.
you
Which,
maintain more
yeah.
nutrients by cooking at a low temperature, but it comes out with that weird. It's not as it doesn't look finished
Hmm.
because it's at a low temperature, but it does maintain more nutrients. So it's,
So it's technically finished, but it tastes
yeah, it tastes
off.
different. And my problem with that whole cooking method is that it's wrapped in plastic. So I'm,
Introduce microplastic before it needed to
yeah,
be.
I mean,
Before she put plastic in here. I mean,
it's already introduced. You're like, yeah, the packaging of transporting the meat from here to there, whatever cooking utensils you're using. It's like, okay, if you don't use wood, if you don't use the metal, like it's gonna have some of
yeah, the
that.
cook with the
Yeah,
plastic is a bit much because
yeah,
other
yeah.
properties in it.
Part of
But
it
he
is
did say he disinfected everything
which is
surface
great,
wise, but I
right?
don't know how I feel about that. Like, yes, but
Disinfecting isn't the same thing as getting like you're cooking with plastic. You're heating the plastic. That's you're the same way that the food loses nutrients. The plastic when it's heated, like it leaches into.
that's what I figured.
So I don't.
Unless you have it like preset in a perfect way, and even that, I guess the big lesson for his type of cooking was you either do it all at the beginning and don't mix it up, or cook the normal way.
Yeah, but it'll be cool. It'll be cool to see if we see this again, this iteration of cooking the Sous, whatever it's called,
Um,
Fansu.
I think Food Wars had a scientist cooking girl. I gotta
Okay.
watch the way she cooks because she like injects food and takes different
Uh,
properties and things like that.
Interesting. Yeah. That'd be cool.
Like has extracts and things like that. Like she cooks with vials and stuff, and she's like the doctor of cooking or
Yeah.
something.
But with all things, like even if you're cooking that method versus this method, like no matter what you do, like experience is king. Even like sh chefs, they don't like, oh, you can go to whatever cooking school and learn this method and be elevated in this level because you're getting exposed to something that
You
you
could
never
read
would have
it
been
a
exposed to
million
before.
times, but if you've
Yeah.
never been behind the wheel, you don't know how to drive.
Yeah, and that's king. That's king in the kitchen. They're like, hey, like if you've been making sandwiches all your life, and it's like, okay, you're really good at making sandwiches. Like you have a skill. You're a master at the skill, and like you don't know all this other shit. Like, oh, you're an idiot when it comes to that, but like you're really good at this. They cherish that skill. Versus if you're exposed to everything, you go to school and da. Like, oh, this is a great foundation for you to build. But in the kitchen, crunch time, it's dinner time. We're moving fast and you don't have the know-it-all to be in any one station and be able to just keep up with everybody, like you're useless.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really like the show. I really like the show. This episode especially was great. But
Yeah.